Romain Grosjean in IMSA. That is the report out of France today. That information at this time comes from Endurance Info, which of course, as I said, is based in France. Now they are reporting that Romain Grosjean will drive for Wayne Taylor Racing in their ARX 05 DPI at the Rolex 24 at Daytona for 2022. Now, it's important to note, and this will be linked in the description, this article, is that Sports Car 365 was the first American outlet to pick this story up, and they did have a direct quote from Wayne Taylor, which states that at this time, Romain Grosjean does not have a contract with Wayne Taylor Racing to drive. Again, the keywords at this time. Now, it would make quite a bit of sense, considering that in and on the IndyCar side of things, Romain Grosjean is one of the Honda-backed drivers. In other words, he's essentially a factory driver in IndyCar. We've seen other drivers like this in the past, namely Alexander Rossi, who just so happens to also drive the Wayne Taylor Racing Acura. We've seen him drive for the team. In fact, we've seen guys like Graham Rahal, again, Honda-backed driver, stepping into the DPIs, even into the Penske era. So this would not be out of the question. It certainly passes the smell test. But I think more importantly, you're looking to the future if you're Wayne Taylor and you're making this move to get Romain Grosjean. Let me explain. Because once 2023 comes around and the convergence of hypercar, the LMH cars, and the DPIs, which will be known as LMDHs now, again, sports car racing, very confusing, it would make sense, although Honda themselves have said, which of course own the Acura brand, that they will not do a full-fledged factory effort at Le Mans. They are willing to support their teams that wish to go. And Wayne Taylor and, ironically enough, Meyer Shank Racing have expressed a willingness to go. So getting a French driver onto your team is a good move just in general. Romain Grosjean has proved that he is a very strong, fast driver in IndyCar, and we've seen, for the most part, that translates to sports car racing. Now, perhaps more importantly, politically, in terms of the French racing scene, it does help a little bit, especially if you are a car that is not a part of the French rule set, as the Acura LMDH will not be, to have a famous French racing driver driving for you. So if they have a gelling relationship with Romain Grosjean, if that relationship is good, if they are fast together, one would think you could take Romain Grosjean to Le Mans, and probably you're going to have a pretty good shot of winning, not only because he's a great driver, but because the French will be behind him. But again, we'll have to wait and see for an official announcement, but I would say this one absolutely passes the smell test for me. I think it's going to happen, and as you guys know, the last couple of years, the Rolex 24 coverage on this channel has gotten rave reviews, and we're planning on doing that once again. So we're looking forward to you subscribing to this channel and checking that out. Now, for something completely different. Now, this is going to seem a bit weird because, by the way, the racing news portion is essentially over. So if you just came here to hear about racing news, that part of the video is done. But here in the United States, it is what we call Black Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving and really the first day of the Christmas shopping season. And one thing that me and my friends have done recently, as in like the last 5, 6, 7 years, have supported small businesses on Black Friday. So I went to today, thanks to my friend Rob, to Farner's Racing Collectibles in Fayetteville, Pennsylvania. They did not pay me for that endorsement, nor probably will they ever. And but the important thing to me is that that was a great place, and that's why I'm giving them a shout out in a video, because I'm about to show you what I got there. And when you look at the racing world now, we really need to support a lot of these places. I'm sure you've heard, especially back during the kind of height of the pandemic, I was very vocal about supporting places like Gearheads and Gutswear in Indianapolis. And, you know, there's more, if you're in the United States, there's more small places to check out with racing goodies. Now, I guess we'll start with the smallest scale cars. I got cars from all different forms of racing. The small scale cars, which are the traditional 164s, I bought Indy cars. So we got Cooter here. Unfortunately, I don't think Cooter's going to run in the in at least a 20 car next year. But despite the fact that name redacted sponsor is on the car, this was a nice looking car. I didn't have it, and the Foreigners Racing Collectibles was running like sales between 30 to 50% off each of the things that you're going to see. So an $8 car becomes a $6 or $5 or $6 car. So that worked. So that's why I bought another one of the Takuma Sato 2020 Obligation 500 winners. But these things, those might as well be gold, the Indy 500 winners. Speaking of gold, this. So I got this for around $20. And if you know anything about these 3-packs, I think I already have a video of this on the channel reviewing these cars. But these are going for about $100 right now. Got it for $20. So that was awesome. So I now have that in the box. We start to scale the cars up a little bit. And one thing I am a sucker for is classic NASCAR. And definitely this is kind of on the end of the classic era. But we got Mark Martin's 2007 Army car. Now this car, unfortunately, means I'm going to have to find a Kevin Harvick somewhere from this era. Hopefully by the same manufacturer. I don't know if, hopefully Action made, this is Action, right? No, this is Motorsports Authentics. Hopefully Motorsports Authentics made a Harvick, so there's a pairing. But of course, I'm referring to the fantastic Daytona 500 finish from 2007 that everybody puts on such a high pedestal. And then you watch the 2007 Daytona 500, and it's actually kind of spread out for most of the race, and it's actually kind of good. It's much better than today's Daytona 500s. But anyway, here's another one that I got an amazing deal on this, I have to tell you. This is the 44 Terry Labonte car from 2005. The sticker price, believe it or not, $10. You want to know how much I actually paid for it? $6. It was 40% off. $6 for a 124 scale car, and that thing is uber detailed. So I was very happy with that. Now we go up to the big boys. This was the first car that I realized that Foreigners Racing was for real. I'm going to kill myself by dropping things. Hopefully I don't do that. Van Merkenstein, Porsche Rs Spider. I've been looking for this thing forever. It's an all-Dutch team. Won Le Mans in class in 2008. The RS Spider to me is probably, like, at least for me, it's my favorite sports car. It's right up there with the ARX-01 because, of course, they raced against each other. And really, they were kind of the reason I got into sports car racing, especially ALMS. I have most of these no revs at 118 scale. Porsche Rs Spiders. I have the Penske. I have the Dyson car. I have the Muscle Milk. But this was the one that was kind of missing for me. And it's been hard to get because I don't know if you guys knew this, but Dutch racing fans are crazy. This is a Jos Verstappen car, Jeroen Bleekemolen, and then someone else, I think it was the gentleman driver, who no one ever remembers the name, drove this car, so obviously it is one that is very popular with the Dutchies. Here's another one that would be, as I learned today, very popular with what we call Pennsylvania Dutch, a.k.a. Germans. BMW Sauber 2009. Now, this is the last thing I got. Again, got a great deal on it. The sticker price is $80, $85. Again, like 40% off. So do the math. That's fantastic for a Formula One car of any generation, 118 scale. This is the second Sauber in my collection. I had originally, as you've probably seen a couple of times, the Alfa Romeo Sauber. But at the time, I can't believe it. I can't believe I actually have this car in my collection because, by the way, it's Nick Heidfeld. Nick Heidfeld, not Robert Kubica, though I think the Robert Kubica would probably be more valuable. I used to think this was the most ugly F1 car that had ever existed. And it has aged extremely well. I don't know what that says about modern racing cars. It probably says that they are extremely ugly. But to me, this car just, I mean, I can't believe I thought this looked bad at the time, but it did. I think it was just the culture shock of the rear wing being so wide and the rear wing being so narrow. But look, it's just so clean. And by the way, some people don't like wheel spats, but to me, the wheel spats are on the front. See, like there's wheel spats on the front, but there's not on the rear. That is sexy, fantastic. So I bought 3 IndyCar items, 2 NASCAR items, a sports car item, and an F1 item, all at one store. That is what we're talking about when we go small business shopping on Black Friday at a proper racing store. And that is hopefully what you guys have been doing. If you made it this far, let me know what you guys perhaps bought at your local small businesses down in the comment section below. I just had indigestion. That's fantastic. It's all that damn turkey I ate yesterday. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, because I certainly did. It wasn't as relaxing as I would have liked. It's one of those things where it feels like you wake up early, you stay up late, and then you wake up early again to go diecast shopping. So I'm a little sleep-deprived, slap-happy at the moment, but I'm also genuinely happy. And by the way, genuinely thankful for your support through this year. I've got more videos coming, lots of videos, and I'm already putting together my calendar for 2022, and that's going to be, there's some exciting stuff coming, let me just tell you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.